I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.
Like, how were you managing like your
new software as a service company?
Yeah. So it really stemmed from BrandResumes, and to break it down, like I said, BrandResumes, we launched in May of 2019. We're approaching $1 million in revenue overall in only just under 2 years. Over 45 resume writers and career coaches globally across 4 countries, and our internal team is really stemmed out. Big shout out to our VP. I couldn't do it without Amit. This guy's an animal. Amit Nath, follow him. He's killing it in the stock game and is also big on the resumes and stuff. And so where we're at right now is, we realized very early on as we were building it and had that hockey stick growth, we're getting 50, 60, 70 clients a month coming in the door. There were just some inherent challenges in managing resume writing orders, just managing a writing order. And so if you're smart enough, right, if you have a challenge, you're going to go to Google, like, how do I fix this, or what type of solution? So we were Googling solutions in terms of like, how can we better manage and streamline the client communication. Let's say from the time that somebody purchases an order, right? How do I get them my questionnaire? How do I get them a contract? How do I get them follow-up questions? How do I then deliver the draft so it's not an email? People lose emails don't hit the inbox. And so there was all these issues in the business that were just like, okay, how do we solve this stuff? And what happened is I tapped our guy who was doing all the technology. Yo, could we build a platform to kind of help out with this internally? And so what happened is we rolled out a platform towards like November 2019. It was an MVP just for BrandResumes, and it was a tool where there was like an admin portal, a writer portal, and then a customer portal. So now customers could like create their account, and then they can go through a whole flow that we built out, a whole workflow, automated email touch points and everything that was going on. So they were connected. There was chat feature built in. So super dope. So we created it back in May of 2019 to solve our own issue because it was just too crazy. Talking about 80 orders a month, doing all email. Oh my God. It was just insanity. Insanity. I mean, talking about on average 14 to 20 emails per customer, and then just losing them and keeping track. And then you got your Google spreadsheets over here. And it was just so crazy to manage. Virtual assistants out the wahoo trying to keep it all together. And so we built this technology for us internally, and it was like night and day. I mean, it's just like client comes in, click assign a writer, and the whole process flow is streamlined. You don't worry about nothing. And so what happened is we figured that all out and cracked the code because we already was cracking the code with our business model where people were paying us for resume packages and they got to pay over time through Klarna. So that's how people was even jumping into the business, and the packages was going crazy. So as we were getting all these orders, they were going through this system that we created for ourselves. And it was just like all automated, all streamlined. Customers was loving it. It was very easy to manage. And so I was like, man, how many other people in the world who run resume companies or career coaching companies or touch resumes and get paid for it, resume reviews, all that, critiques, could use a system to better manage their business? And that's where WriteSea came to be. So WriteSea is a first of its kind order management / writing operations platform for digital writers to better manage their business. And so we took the MVP, we upgraded it, built it on all the latest and greatest stuff that like the Facebooks and the Netflix are built on from a technology perspective so that it gets that scale. And what happened is I used to manage technology teams when I was at PwC. So I took my own knowledge again, and we invested $30,000, $40,000 into building this software, whereas it might have cost about $100,000, it would have cost about $1 million if we would have built this, corporate and paid somebody to do it. We built it in 5.5 months, which is record speed. Most software products take like a year to just be built. And we launched it with the goal of being able to help now our entire industry better automate, better manage their business with a more sophisticated portal for them as a company, a writer portal, so your contract writers or just you're a single writer can then better manage your orders, and then a customer portal. And the dope thing about it is white label. And so white label means that like they'll never know that it's your company running it because it's can then be their logo, their color scheme. They can customize it so it's their brand, but your technology sits on the infrastructure level and powers the whole thing. And so it's almost like how Amazon has all these like little sprinter trucks delivering packages. Those aren't Amazon trucks. Those are small fleets that they then wrap it in Amazon branding, white label concept. And so we white labeled our software. So now anybody can use it who, manages resumes or wants to start their own resume writing business. They don't have to have like the old years-long headaches of doing this all through email. It's a technology system where they can just easily get in, set it all up in about a day or two, and then just get running and have this amazing technology suite to better manage their business. And the idea behind it is that sooner than later, not only will we be able to just help, resume-based writers, but then grant writers, script writers, copywriters, ghostwriters, content writers, blog writers, anybody who's doing writing-based projects. There's nothing out there in the world that helps them better manage their business, kind of like the way that we're doing with our workflows and how we built it with all the automation. And soon we'll do the machine learning and stuff like that. And so it was really just like finding a problem in our own industry that we knew that we were facing, and then literally putting the dogs behind to build some software to fix it. And now we're charging monthly for people to use it. And we launched it late December of 2020. We've literally got about 7-8 customers already. We're doing demos. I got a whole team fully focused on selling the WriteSea software. And people are signing on annual contracts, quarterly contracts. They're loving it already. And so the idea is that we're going to raise some private investment to build the software and take it to the next level, which we want to do, preferably, VC or something else, and then just kind of take it to the moon, right? I think we got the early traction, so we know people like it. The demos, people love it. And so it's just crazy. Like now we're serving the masses from a technology perspective, because we were already serving the masses, just doing the resumes and doing the orders. But now we're like, how can we help everybody? So we're democratizing the access to high quality technology. So where if you just got started or you're already sophisticated, you can use it.
That's powerful, my brother. I got to connect it with my boy Pedro up there in Delaware too. He's in VC. He's in VC and he's getting into private equity too. I was actually just talking to him yesterday. So I got to connect y'all, my brother.
For sure. I definitely appreciate it. Software goes crazy. And if you look at like software multiples in terms of what software companies sell for, it's pretty high. And software is like, it's an amazing business because it's like the cost to running a software company are so low. And that's why software is really what kind of kept the stock market afloat. We talk about stocks and stuff like that. Like the tech sector is booming. It's going to keep booming, for the next infinity and beyond. And so it doesn't industry you're in, whether you sell, like you like a nail tech, or you do a barber, or you do home cleaning. If you find a need for some type of solution to better manage or better solve any problem, think about building some technology, because technology is the future. I'm bullish on it. I was a technology consulting associate, so I got to see high-level tech projects at both billion-dollar companies. It's definitely where you want to be. And it's just crazy that now we're able to then have our own software. So it's running two companies, WriteSea and BrandResumes, but they both conjoin because BrandResumes uses WriteSea as well. So it's pretty crazy.
Hey, I love it because it's another business lesson in it too.
Hell yeah.
Vertical integration. We've talked about it many times. People always wonder, like, well, how do I do that? Well, you did it like this. I had a problem. I solved it for myself. And then I seen, well, shit, if I got the problem, other people got the same problem, and I'm going to provide the solution. One thing I love about the whole software as a service space is that it's really B2B heavy. Can you kind of talk about that? Like how that plays a role revenue wise for it?
For sure. B2B is an animal. That's why Microsoft is where they are today. They were pretty much all B2B in their early days, selling software systems and operating systems, stuff like that to businesses. And so when it comes to the B2B market, business to business, you're essentially going after other businesses and saying, hey, I have a solution for you that you can use, and you can pay me monthly for it, and you have access to using it for your business to help whatever specific situation. And so you think about a company like Salesforce, where their B2B software, they're selling a CRM, customer relationship management tool, where you can then better manage your contacts, right? So you're a business owner, you you run like a resume writing business, for example. You want to keep track of all of your customers, or all of your whatever, or what have you, or your Nike, you want to keep track of all your people. How do you do that? How does your sales team better manage their business? So Salesforce went crazy, and they're just selling software to people because people need it. There's no upfront, crazy investment. You just go on Salesforce.com, get in, pay it, and boom, you already have access to it. So you don't have to wait. And so from a B2B perspective, selling to companies is a different ball game. And it was a pretty interesting business lesson for us and for me in general, because being on the B2C side, selling resume services and career coaching packages to individuals who really need to make more money, essentially, just improve their financial situation. That's like, I just get on a consultation with Joe, and Joe here likes what I got to say. He's buying a package. We're going to help him. But a business to business is like, okay, I might have to find a decision maker or key stakeholders. Like, okay, well, I might want to talk to the CEO, but might also need to talk to the COO or the operations manager. And so it's a different level and a different game, because you need to get more people involved in the conversation to make a deal close. And most times you have like yearly contracts and stuff like that. But the thing about software and B2B selling is that it's a concept called stickiness. And you want to have sticky technology. Sticky means that like, if someone uses our system and our platform, it's freaking phenomenal, right? But it's like, it's almost really hard to stop using it because it's like, all your customers are going to be there, all your orders, all your data. So then moving to another system is like, that's like, man, I don't want to do all that. And so that's how you're going to get people on the recurring billing, and they don't never stop using your software. But then also you need amazing customer service. You need, amazing whatever. So you lower your churn rate. Churn rate is like the turnover in your customers. It's like a VC concept. So it's like, you want to make sure that people are continuously using your software. You're providing excellent service. And then you just scale into infinity and beyond. And so that's why software companies like the Airbnbs and the whatever, like that's why they're going crazy, because it's like, it's low cost to run them from a data storage perspective. And it's really just like payroll and personnel. And if your customer service is great and your product is great, people are going to love it. They're going to tell somebody else, and it's going to keep growing organically. And all you got to do is just market and get it out there, right? Get some Facebook ads going, or go directly to the people. Go on LinkedIn, that's what we do. We go on LinkedIn. We do a search, resume writer. We find all the resume writers. We hitting them all up. Yup, we got software for you. Come check this out. Hop on the demo. And you do the demo hour. You impress them. You tell them what's up. You spit your game. And look, you're going to make the decision or not. And so if you really got good stuff, people are going to really resonate with it. And the sexy part about it is that we built a software for our industry when we was already, killing the industry. So we knew all the inherent challenges. What you don't want to do, you don't want to build something that you don't know people really going to buy it or want it. And so back to even when I was doing that market research for resumes.co, right? You need to do your research because you need to understand if there's really a market. You need to understand that people are really going to buy this. So before you invest a dime in anything, go do your research, please. Go talk to your ideal customers. Go really see if they are going to want this. You don't honestly, you got to sell them the dream and tell them that you're going to do some, next level stuff. But like, hey, is this something that you might pay for, or is something that is really something that is there? And I feel like a lot of times in entrepreneurship, I'll just say this: people don't do their research, and that's why they fail. But if you just meet execution with the right preparedness, you're really going to definitely thrive and grow, right? Because again, you already did your research, so you took a calculated risk. You didn't just jump off the deep end and say, I'm gonna just do this. And so I don't live my life by chance. I definitely am very strategic in everything that I do, where I place my time, because running, the real estate and the software and the trucking and everything, you got to be able to prioritize and be able to focus. And so everything that you do should be strategic. All 2021. That's it.
And I love how you went from the B2C and the B2B. And I know you also recently released another product where you're actually teaching people how to start writing resumes. So can we kind of get into that and explain about that so our people can know what's going on?
Yeah, for sure. And so, because I really, I've been through it in this industry, 5-6 years being in this business, I've already mastered the game in a sense where I understand what it takes to start off or come in with a little experience already and be able to thrive. And so a lot of times when it comes to the resume writing business, people realize that this is such a big industry, such a big market. It's over $50 billion in this career advancement resume writing space. So it's a lot of more, top resumes and all that to be out here and doing the thing. And so what I decided to do is put all my information, my guidance, my expertise, the failures that I had, this ain't gonna work, and put it into essentially a course where now I'm able to teach, look, you got an interest in entrepreneurship, you might be good at writing, you might be in the HR field, or you might just think that this is a great business to jump into from a profit margin perspective. It's crazy because there's no upfront investment rather than Wi-Fi, computer, and some hustle. And you can jump in because again, there's no barriers of entry or big barriers to jump in and create your own resume writing company, you create your own career coaching company, right? And so what I'm essentially doing is teaching people who want to make anywhere, I would say like $1,500 to $4,000 per month on a minimum, just getting started into this business. Say, hey, this is what you need to do. This is what an amazing resume looks like. This is what an executive, federal, military transition. This is what a CV should look like. So we train people now on the art of 5-star resume writing, because you want 5-star reviews when you start running your stuff, training on the ATS systems that I spoke about, training on essentially how to get the sales in the door, how to manage the client interactions so that you can then start your own resume writing business if you think it's a great idea, or scale up and maximize one that you already have. Because one of the biggest things that I found out is people don't know how to make money. And that's not just resume writing. That's a lot of different businesses. You might know how to do the thing, But if you don't know how to get leads in, right, lead generation, you don't know how to do the sales piece of it or get in a call and and execute a successful 10, 15-minute consultation, you won't make the money. And so I've figured it all out. I understand all the different lead angles. There's marketplace platforms you can subcontract. There's career fairs all the time. So I'm essentially teaching people how to jump in this space and make money as a resume writer. And to be honest, because of the software and the technology, it's so simple where you don't even need to be the one writing the resume. You just need to find a contract writer, which I teach on how to do. You need to just, if you could do sales, you could do sales, or put a short sales rep in that place. And then you can literally automate the whole thing, run it on WriteSea and make your money and not have to worry about anything. And so that's essentially what I'm doing now. It's called the Art of 5-Star Resume Writing. It's available. It took about 9 months to put together because I wanted to make sure that it was going to be like, amazing for people to be able to jump in and I learn this trade because it's a recession-proof business, right? People always need a job.
Thanks.
And people always want to get a new job. They want to make more money. And the only way that they're going to break in and get that interview is having a quality resume. And so it's been around forever. It's the cornerstone of the recruitment market, and staffing recruitment is in like the 300 billions. And so if you just think about that, it's like, all right, well, shoot, I don't got to, take out a loan to do this. It's really something where it's like, man, if there's a potential, you got the hustle, I highly recommend just checking it out.
I got money on my mind. I'm just trying to get some dough. I ain't picking up my line unless it's money on the phone.